Good morning, everybody. This is Kathy, and welcome to Mini Kit Monday. Now, I apologize from the very beginning. The shadow, it's really gloomy this morning, and I went ahead last night and got my papers ready and inked. I'm using my espresso ink from Close to My Heart, and I want to do something different. I used to doodle like stitching lines on my layout, and I want to get back into doing something different on my layout. So you will see this layout is like simple but a lot of different detail. So I went ahead and cut my scraps different sizes, and I really didn't measure. I just knew I wanted this stripe paper to be a little bit smaller than the other one. And I'm going to use a 4x4 photo, which I've been finding when I can't find a photo the right color, or I don't have a black and white, I will use a photo mount. Now, how I did, I cut this strip. I think it's, let's see, 2 1/4, I think, wide. What I did was fold it and then cut my banner, and then I cut a little piece off the little piece. That way there's an opening. Now I'm trying to get that straight, but that's how I did that empty spot, just to add a little bit of detail to my layout. Now, I'm going to be getting out my T-square ruler and my black ink pen, and I'm going to draw a solid line closest to my paper. And I go down about 1/4 of an inch from my paper. And then again, the first line, I cut it off in the kind of about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. And then I just kind of cut it off, and then it goes through the paper, kind of looks. And then I connect the lines. And now I'm going to go through, kind of get the ruler kind of in the center of that margin over on the right. And now I am going to do some dotted lines. But I'm not going to go all the way to my paper, the banner that goes across, because I'm going to put some dots. Now, I already pulled these out. These were in with the florals that you get to make your stack, the florals from Hip Kit. So I'm using some of their big dots, and I'm just putting that right in the middle of that stitch line. Then I grab some little enamel dots and put above it. And I just use these that go with Vicky Booten. I don't think I had them in my Mini Kit Monday kit, but I had them on my desk, so I grabbed those. I'm just trying to look at the colors and pull some of the yellowish gold in, and then some green. There's just a real small tint of green, so I wanted to add that in. Now I'm trying to get them lined up, and I had to remove them several times. And then I just connected the dots. So now I will go up top here and do my stitching. And again, I stop and fill in the little gap with a 1/2 inch circle and a couple enamel dots. I leave all of this in just to kind of show you how it looks. So my video is a little bit longer today than normal. I end up pulling that orangey coral color circle up because it wasn't quite centered with my stitched lines. And I realized that after I add these 2 enamel dots. So I have to get my pin and lift it up and re-glue it. It just adds a little bit different detail to my layout. So then I turn it and then I do the rest in stitch lines, and I line it up pretty even with the other side when I turn my layout to finish the stitching on the bottom. It amazingly lines up pretty good. So I really love the stitched detail with your ink pen if you don't feel like getting out your sewing machine. And it really adds a really clean look to your layout. Okay, I love how that looks. But the more I looked at it, the more I thought that paper was crooked. So I had to rip it up. I only put adhesive in the beginning, down the front, in the middle of that paper, because I figured I wanted to tuck some stuff in. Now I'm going to cut this little piece in 3 different sizes, little strips, because I just want that little cut edge splattered at the top and the bottom. Now since I have that straight line, I need to take my scissors and create a messy look. So I just kind of do that to it, and then I cut it right down the middle so I could put one at the top and one at the bottom. Kind of like that. And there's your faux mixed media. I love these. They're just so fast, and it adds a little bit of color to your layout. Next thing I do, I go ahead and glue that paper down. And there's where my photo will go. Now these flowers that they have, and then you add a little dot in the middle. I went ahead and cut some scraps and put them into a banner, and I'm going to just like make a little banner to go right there. And I center it in the middle of that stitch line. So I'm just going to put this together and then put one of them buttons in the middle. Got these from Hip Kit. Just about everything in my kit was from July's Hip Kit, I'm pretty sure. Then I went through my stickers, and I also got those alphabet from Hip Kit. So I have memories spelled out. When I started laying the title down, it just seemed like using all caps, it just looked like it was misspelled. So I pulled it up, and then I looked at it again, and I'm like, it just looks weird, but it's spelled right. I just couldn't get it to look right, but I went ahead and just put it down. Now, with looking at it on video, it looks like the title, the letters are really hard to see, but when you look down or you're looking at the layout, you can see memory spelled out. Next, I'm going to use these butterflies, and they're from Hip Kit, and I'm just going to add one up here. And then the next thing I do is get out my gold color shine, and I'm going to give it a sprinkle. Can't talk this morning. Please go check out Becky, Tracy, and Dolly and see what they're doing this week. And I will see you next Monday. Bye-bye.